All right, I think we have all the things. I think everything is working. Everything is rolling. I think it's gonna all work out. So welcome once again to the weekly Wednesday Warble. My name is Kyla Tilley. I am a singer-songwriter. I'm just gonna poke this a little bit closer to me. I am a singer-songwriter, and we have 10 songs about, well, Anchors Aweigh is our title, and it's really 10 songs about boats. I'm just looking at my volume. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think we're all good. All right. Hello, welcome in. We're right at the beginning of the show, right at the beginning. Hello, Samuel, welcome in. Good to have you here. Also right at the beginning today. So we're ready to roll. Good afternoon to you. So 10 songs, and boats were the main. Boats are at least mentioned in some way. And we're going to start with a Krista Berg song, and it's kind of about, I felt it was the best one to start with because it's sort of about the desire to get on a boat and go away. And it's funny, looking for songs, there's an awful lot of songs in the world that are about the desire to just get on a boat and go sailing away somewhere. Waiting at the water's edge, watching all the ships as they are headed for the harbor wall. I was just a boy, dreaming of the wide world, watching as they disappear, reading out the names of all the places I had never been, looking out to sea, dreaming of a wide world, Krista Berg. So that's our desire to get in a boat and sail away. And the next couple numbers are about, I guess, the reality, these are sort of work songs. Oh, what? That's strange. Oh, no, it's not strange at all. Yeah, these are sort of work songs. So we're going to start with a song about a whaling ship, and this is a James Gordon song. But yeah, I thought that. A lot of weeks, Krista Berg almost makes it into the set and then doesn't. So this time I was like, I'm gonna make sure he gets into the set, because I thought that was a good. Are you asking me if I'm all right, or Samuel? Yeah, I thought that was a good way to start the session. Yes, I'm all right. I'm reading the chat now, and I'm wondering, I wonder what that was all about. Cold is the Arctic Sea, thy arms from me. Long will this winter be, frozen in Frobisher Bay, frozen in Frobisher Bay. Deep were the crushing waves that tore our whalers and blast away, and dark are these sunless days, waiting for the ice to break. And cold is the Arctic Sea, far your arms from me. Long will this winter be, frozen in Frobisher Bay, frozen in Frobisher Bay. Strange is the whaler's fate, to be safe from the raging waves, only to waste away, frozen in this lonely grave. And cold is the Arctic Sea, far your arms from me. Long will this winter be, frozen in Frobisher Bay, frozen in Frobisher Bay. There we go. I think I had a moment where I was like, oh, I didn't get the next song up on my monitor, but I realized it's just in another place. I think that's what you were wondering, if I was all right or not. So that's Frobisher Bay by James Gordon, which I heard first as a choral setting. I've heard choirs do it, but I think I like it most. I didn't really fall in love with that song until I saw a video of James Gordon at a festival singing it by himself with his guitar, and then it's like, oh, that's a good song. But we're gonna stick with the working boats, and here's a fabulous. Yeah, exactly. I just had a moment where I was like, I have my set list here, and I have music in several different places, and I just was like, oh, I don't have the next one up. What happened? Did I close it? But it's just in another part. So this is a Billy Joel song, and this is the next two songs specifically name the boat, the boat that is mentioned in the song, and yeah, this is This is set in Maine, but it could easily be set in Newfoundland, or I'm pretty sure it can be set in any nautical place. You were joking with me, actually. Like, are you okay? I'm going to clean my glasses. I wouldn't mind figuring out a way to make the chat bigger on YouTube so I can see it a little bit better. All right. This is Down Easter Alexa by Billy Joel.
Like all the locals here, I've had to sell my home. Too proud to leave, I worked my fingers to the bone so I could own my Down Easter Alexa and go where the ocean is deep. There are giants out there in the canyons, and a good captain can't fall asleep. 'Cause I got bills to pay and children who need clothes. There's fish out there, but where God only knows. They say these waters aren't what they used to be, but I got people back on land who count on me. So when you see my Down Easter Alexa and you work with the rod and the reel, tell my wife I'm trolling Atlantis and I still have both hands on the wheel. More and more miles from shore every year, since they told me I can't sell no stripers and there's no luck in sword fishing here. I was a bayman like my father was before. Can't make a living as a bayman anymore. There ain't much future for a man who works the sea. There ain't no island left for islanders like me.
Hands up if you've been counting how many times Kyla's got confused or forgotten what she was in the middle of doing. We're going back to our next song now, and we've got some John Denver, and no, it was written by a fella from New Jersey, but it sure could be, isn't it? But yeah, it turns out that they have townies and baymen in Maine too. They also use that terminology. So there we go. Yeah, exactly. What do you mean, am I okay? What's not okay? Is there something behind me? That sort of thing. Yeah, that was Billy Joel. So now we've got, this is a John Denver song, and it's called Calypso, which is Jacques Cousteau's boat, if I'm not misremembering completely. So this is another song where the boat is explicitly mentioned in the title. I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no to going out on a boat, going out sailing. To sail on a dream, on a to sail on a dream, on a clear crystal ocean, to ride on the crest of a wild raging storm, to work in the service of life and the living, in search of the answers of questions unknown, to be part of the movement and part of the growing, part of beginning to understand. Calypso, the places you've been to, the things that you've shown us, the stories you tell. Calypso, I sing to your spirit, the men who have served you so long and so well. Beside you to light up the darkness and show us the way. For though we are strangers in your silent world, to live on the land we must learn from the sea, to be true as the tide and free as a wind swell, joyful and loving and letting it be. Calypso, the places you've been to, the things that you've shown us, the stories you tell. Calypso, I sing to your spirit, the men who have served you so long and so well. Little John Denver. We've got a bunch of, there's some big names in the set this week. This one is not a big name. This one is me. I think this is the only original in the set today, actually. And it's one that I've just written. It's very, very, very recently written. And there's another song that I'm working on about a boat that I was hoping to get finished this week, but I did not. But this is one that I wrote. Thank you, Samuel. That's another one of those songs when I was looking for songs for the set, and I was like, oh yeah, Calypso. And then I was like, how do I not already do this? It's one of those songs. But I'll write this one. So this sort of goes back to the wanting to get away on a boat. So I've got a couple here about wanting to be on a boat, and this one's about actually wanting to get shipwrecked, and then maybe kind of realizing that that's maybe not the best course of action.
good life, never go back, they will never find us here. I could spend my time in endless struggle, striving to get ahead. Yo ho 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 no, I could spend my life agonizing on societal norms. Yo ho 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 no, oh no, oh no. Maybe we'll find some lost gold buried in the sand. We'll feast on grapes and peaches, live the good life, never go back, they will never find us here. We'll sail a ship where the current takes us to far distant shores. Yo ho ho, we'll go, follow the stars to the horizon, reefs of coral wait there. Yo ho 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 no, we'll find ourselves wrecked on an island on the paradise shore. Yo ho ho no, oh no, oh no. Maybe we'll find some lost rim. Maybe we'll find some lost gold buried in the sand. We'll feast on grapes and peaches, live the good life, never go back, they will never find us here. It's hard to light a fire, it's hard to sleep at night, it's hard to hunt and gather, escape the bugs and build a shelter. All these things we take for granted. Maybe we'll find some lost gold buried in the sand. We'll feast on grapes and peaches, live the good life, never go back, they will never find us here. Maybe we'll find some lost gold buried in the sand. We'll feast on grapes and peaches, live the good life, never go back, they will never find us here.
All right. So now, indeed, now we get to the pirates. And I felt that this this song had to be in here. There is a boat. There is a boat specifically mentioned in this song. And I have a vague feeling that I should have put the next two songs in the next order, but we're going to start with this one. But when we think of boats, we often think of pirates. Well, I used to be a farmer and I made a living fine. I had a little stretch of land along the CP line. But times went by and though I tried, the money wasn't there. And the bankers came and took my land and told me fair's fair. I looked for every kind of job, the answer always no. Hire you now, they always laugh, sure we just let 20 go. The government, they promised me a measly little sum. But I've got too much pride to wind up just another bum. Then I thought, who gives a damn if all the jobs are gone? I'm gonna become a pirate on the river Saskatchewan. And it's a heave-ho coming down the plain, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains. And it's a ho-hey, farmers, bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. Think the local farmers would know that I'm at large, but just the other day I found an unprotected barge. I snuck up right behind her. They were not
the wiser. I rammed the ship and sank it and stole the fertilizer. Bridge outside of Moose Jaw spans the mighty river. Farmers cross with so much fear their stomachs are a quiver, 'cause they know that Captain Tractor is hiding in the bay. I'll jump the bridge and knock 'em cold and sail off with their hay. And it's a heave-ho coming down the plain, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains. And it's a ho, hey, farmers, bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. Well, Mountie Bob, he chased me, he was always at my throat. He followed on the shorelines, 'cause he didn't know to float. But the cutbacks were coming, the Mountie lost his job, and now he's sailing with me and we call him Salty Bob. So Wing and Sword and Skull and Bones are pleasant company. I never pay my income tax and screw the GST. Sailing down to Saskatoon, the terror of the sea. If you wanna reach the co-op, boys, you gotta get by me. And it's a heave-ho coming down the plain, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains. And it's a ho, hey, farmers, bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. Well, the pirate life's appealing, but you don't just find it here. I hear in North Alberta there's a band of buccaneers. They roam the Athabasca from Smith to Fort McKay, and you're gonna lose your Stetson if you have to pass their way. My pirate days, the winter is a-comin', a chill is in the breeze. My pirate days are over once the river starts to freeze. But I'll be back in springtime, for now I have to go. I hear there's lots of plundering down in New Mexico. And it's a heave-ho coming down the plain, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains. And it's a ho, hey, farmers, bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. And it's a ho, hey, coming down the plains, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains. And it's a ho, hey, farmers, bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. When you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. There we go. There we go. There we go. The last Saskatchewan pirate. Probably also the first Saskatchewan pirate. But the song is called The Last Saskatchewan Pirate. But we're gonna stick with pirates, and I feel like thank you. That one's really fun to do. I feel like pirates are bad, but people do have dreams of piracy, and one of the people I looked to when I was putting this list together was Jimmy Buffett. As I'm like, surely Jimmy Buffett has a song or 10 about a boat, and indeed he does. But I kind of liked this one. It's called "A Pirate Looks at 40," which is kind of a wonderful, evocative title, and I think it fits in with our stranded on the land and wanting to get away theme of I guess a good 3 of these songs. Mother Ocean, I've heard you call. Wanted to sail upon your water since I was 3 feet tall. You've seen it all. You've seen it all. Watch the men who rowed you switch from sails to steam, and in your belly you hold the treasure that few have ever seen. Most of their dreams, most of their dreams. Yes, I am a pirate, 200 years too late. The cannons don't thunder squander, there's nothing to plunder. I'm an over 40 victim of fate, arriving too late, arriving too late. I've done a bit of smuggling, and I've run my share of grass. I made enough money to buy Miami, but I pissed it all away so fast. Never meant to last, never meant to last. I've been drunk now for over 2 weeks. I passed out and I rallied and I sprung a few leaks. I gotta stop wishing, gotta go fishing. I'm down to rock bottom again with just a few friends, just a few friends. I go for younger women. I lived with several a while. Though I ran them away, they came back one day, and I could still manage to smile. It just takes a while, just takes a while. Mother, Mother Ocean, after all the years I've found, my occupational hazard being my occupation's just not around. I feel like I've drowned, gonna head uptown. I feel like I've drowned, gonna head uptown.
Little Jimmy Buffett for you. And now we're going to go to Scotland for a couple songs. I'm going to go to Scotland for a couple songs. And this one, this one explicitly mentions the boat. So this is the Skyboat song, which is about, I should look up the, it's a good song, isn't it? I was like, this, I think that's definitely going into my set list, because I think that's a real, there's a lot going on in that song, and I quite like it. So this next one is about a rebellion with Bonnie Prince Charlie trying to take over the throne of England and failed, and I guess they dressed him as a girl. I think he was young. He was quite young. He was a kid or something. And they snuck him away over the seas to Skye in a little boat. And that's what this song is about. And it's very pretty.
cool in its sheath, Charlie will come again. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on the wing, over the sailor's cry. Carry the lad who is born to be king, over the sea to sky. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on the wing, onward the sailor's cry. Carry the lad who is born to be king, over the sea to sky. There.
All right, and we're gonna stay. We're gonna stay in Scotland because I've learned that the people of Scotland know how to write a really beautiful melody, and they write a lot of songs about boats. So we're gonna do a traditional tune now, and this is a walking song, Waulking, and it's a song that the women would sing while working the fabric for the tartans, for the Scottish tartans, for the kilts and stuff. So as like the men folk would be at sea and they'd be singing very rhythmic sea shanties to do the work at sea, the women would be doing strangely rhythmed songs on land, because sometimes the fabric is stiff and needed to be worked differently than when it was light and needed to be worked, I don't know, I've never worked fabric like that. But they'd have to speed up and slow down and turn these big sheets of textiles. So that's what this song is for, but the lyrics are about coming into home, sailing your boat into home at the end of the day. It's true, people did. That's the one thing about the lyrics to that song. It's like, king really doesn't matter. But it's such a beautiful song. Yeah, it's on the cusp of me like not being able to take the lyrics seriously. But it's very pretty. But here's one about the day-to-day. And I really love the visuals in this one.
Tosses high, spring round. Hey man dog, hitty-o-row. Hey man dog, hitty-ho. Leaving the loose to leeward, blithely a-sailing seaward. White the keel, the curling wavelet. Tosses high, spring round. Tawny the shelving shore. Tawny the seals that rise, plunging beneath the water, plunging in sharp surprise, with eyes of fear and wild alarm as our white ship fast thither flies. Hey man dog, hitty-o-row. Hey man dog, hitty-o. Leaving the loose to leeward, blithely a-sailing seaward. White the keel, the curling wavelet. Tosses high, spring round. white cliffs are drawing nigh, the black crags of sky that beetling, frowning down through a veil of mist on our frail craft are towering high. Hey man, duck, hitty-o, row, hey man, duck, hitty-o, tower high, the seas behind us, tower high, the cliffs before us, by the shore we lie at anchor. Hey man, duck, hitty-o. There.
That's in Hebridean Seas. And for the last song, we are going to come back to Newfoundland for one of the most beautiful songs ever written. This is by Pat and Joe Byrne. It's called Towards Sunset. And it's sort of about, just the connectedness of sailors through all seas. And as we began the set by dreaming of sailing away, we'll close the set with a song of all the people who have. Another sip of water.
Swing her head round, we're heading for the western. Swing her head round, we're heading off the bay. Swing her head round, we're heading toward the sunset, towards the sunset in search of yesterday. All cares will vanish as soon as we clear Bertold and the seven combers that roll there day by day. We're joined again with those who sailed before us toward Chaparral or out to Golden Bay. Our thoughts go back now to those trim Yankee bankers, taking bait on for George's or the Briar, and the song-sung men like those who sailed from Burley, bound for St. Peter's in the springtime of the year. So swing your head round, we're heading for the western. Swing her head round, we're heading off the bay. Swing her head round, we're heading toward the sunset, towards the sunset in search of yesterday. Lost in the mists are the ghosts of sturdy hunters from Rosaroo, still searching for the whale. And the ghostly fleet, forever beating windward, forever riding that fabled autumn gale. And the ghosts of those who forever are returning from far apart or the Indies with their charms, driving bows under to make it home for Christmas, to kitchen fires and women's waiting arms. So swing her head round, we're heading for the western. Swing her head round, we're heading off the bay. Swing her head round, we're heading toward the sunset, towards the sunset in search of yesterday. They hold the secret for those who wish to find it, forever flowing in blood like yours and mine. So swing our head round, we're heading for the western. Swing our head round, we're heading off the bay. Swing our head round, we're heading toward the sunset, towards the sunset in search of yesterday. So swing our head round, we're heading for the western. Swing our head round, we're heading off the bay. Swing our head round, we're heading toward the sunset, towards the sunset in search of yesterday. Towards the sunset in search of yesterday.
There we go, Towards Sunset. Isn't that a beautiful song? Isn't that a beautiful song? Yep, I really enjoy doing that one. I slip it into the set list any chance I get on these warbles. Thank you, Samuel. I appreciate that sentiment. So that has been our weekly Wednesday Warble for this week. I'd like to thank you all for joining me. I say this every week, but every week I have a whole bunch of fun putting the songs together, and yeah, the new ones will enter my regular set list. And so next week. So here in Newfoundland, we have this totally bizarre holiday. It's usually the first Wednesday in August. This year, it's, I guess because we have 5 Wednesdays in July, this year it's next Wednesday. And it's for a boat race, which is one of the reasons I wanted to do boats today. So next week, I'm not going to do the warble unless... So what happens is it's the regatta. So it's this boat race, and there's like a fair, and if the weather is nice, the regatta goes ahead and everybody gets a holiday. And if the weather is not nice, then they cancel the regatta and nobody gets a holiday, but the next day everyone might, because the regatta might be on if it's nice. So what we're going to do next week. So then last week I said to my, because he has the day off, and I was like, oh, when was the last, I was like, I haven't been to the regatta in years. When's the last time you've been to the regatta? And it came out that he doesn't think he's ever been. So I'm insisting that we're going. So that's what I'm going to do next Wednesday. unless it gets canceled. And if it gets canceled, I think I'm just going to sing 10 songs. But officially there's no warble next week, but we will be back in August with the warble. So thank you all once again for joining me here today for these 10 songs about boats, and at least one about a pirate. And we will be back for sure in 2 weeks. So have a wonderful week, and go fishing if you can. We'll see you next time. Take care.